Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on a viewer question, or rather comment, that we got in, and that is how to put up with and how to tolerate a narcissist, a psychopath, basically a troublemaker individual at the workplace. And she had made a comment to that effect, and I'd like to help and address that here. And furthermore, realize here on the channel Peace and Harmony, I do read all of your comments, and I do review those, and I do appreciate your feedback so very much. I want to let you know that I do receive those, and I love and appreciate your comments and feedback very much, and look forward to those. And I basically have made a decision not to respond to the comments, because then you've got kind of like my comments going in. And I always feel that, this is for your chance to give your reflection and not always, my reaction. So I always keep that as a pure place for you to make your comments. And I do read all of those and appreciate your input and feedback so very much. So, and oftentimes, people will ask questions there as well in the comments section. So I'm definitely open to reviewing those, and you can also email me as well with any sort of viewer requests or specifics that you might be going in, and we'll see what we can do to address that for you. So I want to address the issue of really what to do if you are dealing with a psychopath at work, a pathological narcissist at work. And this gal, I think I'm not sure in what setting she works, but in other words, it's making it very uncomfortable for her to work, probably very difficult to focus. Perhaps her contribution is always made to feel like she's in the wrong, like she's always making mistakes. She's always getting a lot of pushback or resistance for asking basic questions. She's getting the pathological glare. She's feeling attention in that setting from this individual, and it's very difficult. And this can also apply to those who live with who are narcissist or psychopathic, who there's always a lot of tension in the environment with these people. In the covert narcissist relationship, there's the tension's a little bit different. It's a little bit more subtle, but it's a little bit more pervasive. And it's just kind of always there, and so it requires a lot of energy to deal with this tension. So not only is the tension uncomfortable, it makes you basically recoil and basically begin to not be able to blossom. Expand on your belief in yourself. You aren't allowed the forum or the space. It's almost like a cluttered up emotionally. It's like a cluttered up emotional foundation. So, for example, if you were looking at a desk with all sorts of clutter items, basically you couldn't see the surface of the desk. There's no room in it. That's kind of like, it's just very hectic, chaotic, disorganized. You can't find things. You kind of know it's there, and you might kind of pull something out and it's already been scrunched on because you've had too many things on top of it. That's kind of like the emotional ethos or emotional environment that can occur with a narcissist or a psychopath. It's just too crowded with their tension. It's too cluttered with their obstacles of their negativity, their constant criticism. They're not seeing you for who you are. They're not validating, just through natural reaction, your questions or your comments. They're projecting their issues onto you. They're projecting their narcissistic needs to be superior unto you. They're projecting and thrusting their psychopathic needs to, devalue you or keep you in the dark or through omission, things of this nature. There are these issues that become, especially to the naive, they then interpret these projections as, well, there really is something wrong with me. I really do ask stupid questions. I really don't deserve this job. And maybe I, don't even have any rights at the workplace anymore. So you end up feeling a victim of the system. And it's oftentimes because of an individual and not the system, but the individual almost becomes bigger than the system, because that's how the narcissist likes it. They want all the attention on them. They want all the ego feed on them. You better remember that they are this, and you better not forget it. And they're going to constantly remind you, da 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 da. It's like the pecking order of the chicken. They're always going to peck on the one with a little bit of blood. It's kind of like it's a constant negative, what you might call big brother-itis, big sister-itis, manager-itis, or whatever. But not all managers are that way. Not all supervisors are that way. Not all work environments are that way. But there are definitely narcissistic and psychopathic work cultures where, it's very much ruled that way from the top down, or from, in that setting. And so how to deal with it, I think we really want to focus in on, and how to get through the tension in that scapegoating, in that smear campaign, and those, glares and negative sideswiping comments and things of this nature. And so when you see that, realize that you have a boundary in a personal space. And that begins oftentimes with your self-talk. And that begins also with your awareness and tools and knowledge that you bring to that self-talk. So that self-talk should begin with the focus that I am important. My work is important, and I have tremendous focus. I'm able to have tremendous focus on my work, and that's all that matters. And when this individual comes to distract you, berate you, try to, move things around in the environment, so it seems like they're talking over here, you're supposed to be working, and then they're doing the whole, emotional, these people can engage in all sorts of bizarre and strange tactics designed to freak you out, designed to, they'll move the things on your desk, they'll move things from your desk, they'll pull pranks, they'll make you think that you're going crazy, they'll put pictures in strange places, mirrors in strange places, your stuff will be tilted, and then you come in and then things are all askew. It's kind of like their hands are all over your stuff. And oftentimes if they're not all over your stuff, it's almost like there's a telekinetic sort of disruption in the environment. And telekinetic meaning having the power to move items. So it's not like they're mysteriously moving items, but their energy has kind of an impact on the items in the environment, if you know what I'm talking about. It's something you can feel. So yes, I do understand that. That I do get, and I do understand. And so the tool for dealing with that is that one of neutrality and objective indifference. So neutrality means not positive, not negative, it just is. So you need to relate to this individual from a very neutral standpoint, what I call a very dispassionate standpoint. You don't share your passions, you don't share your queries, your questions, you cannot share with these individuals. So it is what it is. That's a boundary. And that becomes one of neutrality and indifference. And so this engages with not having a lot of eye contact. If you have to be in a meeting, you look at their ear or over their shoulder. You have no eye contact. You do not face their body. Do not, be in conversation. And I've done videos on this before. Do not have your physical body near them. Move away. Do not be, and do not look at them. Do not follow what they're doing. Do not listen to all the various things that they're rumoring, or the things that they're starting to say. What I call not the drinking fountain, the water cooler talk, where it's like some people start talking about someone over here, and the next thing you know, you have all these people and they're talking about this guy talking. And you don't need to engage in that. It has nothing to do with your work or your professional development. You're improving and sharpening your skills at your job to participate in that gossip. And I'm a big proponent of the no gossip situation, because I know a lot of people do engage in gossip and things like that, and bantering. I, for one, it's not a very productive thing. It really just creates more negativity. And I just don't feel that's a good way to socialize, is by talking down about other people, pointing, so and so do this, so and so do that. And if they're engaging in that, what you call water cooler talk, and it's disrupting the environment, and you can't focus and you can't work, and it's affecting your productivity, and it's basically affecting the bottom line of the organization, you can bring that to your human resources and just say, this has become a very distracting environment. There's too much negativity. There's too much favoritism. People are being promoted not on merit. They're being based on this. And you need to document these things. And when you talk about morale in an organization, I'm not sure the size of your organization, but, oftentimes, you need to have a good advocate who understands what you're talking about. And someone in human resources, generally, those people have a lot of psychology backgrounds and things of this nature, so they're very good people to talk to, and they're going to get what you're talking about, how some people take advantage of the system. They take advantage of others. They take advantage of what you're going to call the holes in the organization. They find loopholes, they're supposed to be working and they're not, or whatever. So, you can go to your human resources and you can absolutely positively share that with them. And, and look at changing your departments, things of this nature, so you can get into a nice, pleasant place where you can focus and take care of your work, have credit for your work, and not feel overly insulted. Constructive criticism should always be welcome at the workplace. If there's something that you can do to improve, welcome that. Let them know that you, of course, welcome that. But, some of the behavior that is too toxic, negative, and unproductive, if you can bring it out, do that. But otherwise, keep very neutral. Do not engage in a lot of conversation. If you do have to engage in conversation, it's very articulated, very clear, objective answers with not a lot of tone. It's a very flat tone. It's a very just matter of fact. It's not timid. It's not afraid. It's not ashamed. Because you cannot allow this person to have that kind of power over you, especially in the workplace. I mean, come on, people. You need to be able to focus. You need to be able to work without fear. You need to be able to work without intimidation, backstabbing and things of this nature. Some organizations are going to be better for you. And so if you find that you're even in a wrong industry, I know certain industries have a lot of that going on. It's just part of the industry itself. Just realize, okay, if you find you're in an industry with a lot of these types of people, that's just, where that setting is. So, but look at mechanisms that you can do to make your environment more focused, more positive, and kind of clear of that hostility and those manipulative tactics to make you feel like you're not good enough, so-and-so else would be better, and whatever else, you're feeling is, from an issue from this individual. And please feel free to give me the specifics on the comments here, any of you, with any other situations that I can help you with and get more concrete tools applied to your specific situation. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.